What if I told you that everything you've ever seen, touched, or imagined, every galaxy, every star, every atom in your body, is just a tiny bubble? Scientists have confirmed it. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. It stretches 93 billion light years across, but here is the thing nobody talks about. That is just our universe. What lies beyond it? That is the question that is keeping the world's smartest physicists up at night. And today, we're going beyond the edge. Welcome to the Cosmos Vault, where we unlock the universe's greatest mysteries, one story at a time. I am your host, and if you are new here, subscribe now, because what we're about to explore will change the way you see everything. Let's start with what we know. About 13.8 billion years ago, everything that exists, all of space, time, energy, and matter, was compressed into a point smaller than an atom. Then, in an instant, it exploded outward. We call this the Big Bang. Since that moment, the universe has been expanding, not just growing, but expanding faster than the speed of light. And the most mind-bending part, we're not at the center of this expansion. There is no center. Every point in space is moving away from every other point. Right now, we can observe a region called the Observable universe, about 93 billion light years across. That is the limit of what light has had time to reach us from. But observable doesn't mean everything. It just means everything we can currently see beyond that boundary. The universe keeps going and going and going. So the real question is, how far does it go? And what is actually out there? Theory 1, the infinite universe, the simplest possibility. The universe goes on forever, flat, infinite, filled with galaxies just like ours, stretching endlessly in every direction. If this is true, then somewhere out there is an exact copy of you, reading the exact same thing right now. This isn't science fiction. It is a logical consequence of infinite space and finite combinations of matter. Scientists call it the Level 1 multiverse. Theory 2, bubble universes, eternal inflation. But some physicists believe it is more bizarre than that. There is a theory called eternal inflation. The idea is that after the Big Bang, space didn't just expand once, it never stopped inflating in some regions. And within that ever-expanding cosmic foam, little bubbles form. Each bubble is its own universe. Euler universe. Just one bubble, and there could be an infinite number of other bubbles out there, each with their own laws of physics, their own constants, maybe even their own forms of life that we could never imagine. Theory 3, the mathematical universe. Then there is the most radical idea of all, from MIT physicist Max Tegmark. He argues that reality is fundamentally mathematical. Every possible mathematical structure that exists is also a physical reality somewhere. Under this theory, the question isn't why does the universe exist? The answer is, it has to. All universes that can exist do exist. Now here is where it gets really interesting. When people ask, what is at the edge of the universe? They're imagining something like a wall, a hard boundary. But that is not how space works. Think about the surface of the Earth. If you walk in a straight line, you never hit a wall. You just keep going, and eventually come back to where you started. Some physicists believe our universe could work the same way, curved, so that if you could travel in a straight line long enough, you'd eventually return to your starting point. But there is another possibility that is even stranger. Maybe there is an edge, but it is not in space. It is in time. The Big Bang wasn't just the beginning of matter and energy. It was the beginning of time itself before it. There was no before. Time didn't exist. So asking what is beyond the universe might be like asking what is north of the North Pole. The question sounds meaningful, but it might just be a question our human brains aren't wired to understand. So let's get back to actual science. What do physicists believe right now? The most widely accepted model, based on data from the Planck Satellite and the James Webb Space Telescope, suggests the universe is geometrically flat. And in a flat, infinite universe, there is no edge. The James Webb Telescope has recently looked back in time to just a few 100 million years after the Big Bang, and what it found shocked astronomers: fully formed galaxies that shouldn't exist so early. This tells us that even our understanding of the early universe still has holes in it. There is also the mystery of dark energy. About 68% of the universe is made of dark energy, a force we don't fully understand, that is pushing space apart at an accelerating rate. This means the edge of the observable universe is actually moving away from us faster than light. Every second, more of the cosmos falls beyond what we can ever see. In other words, even if you could travel at the speed of light, you could never reach because the edge is running from you. But here is what I want you to think about. Every civilization in human history has looked up at the sky and asked the same question: are we alone? Are we special? Is there something beyond all of this? And science, for the first time in history, is giving us tools to actually answer that. The James Webb Telescope, gravitational wave detectors, particle accelerators. Humanity is probing the edges of knowledge in ways that would have seemed like magic just 100 years ago. And what we're finding is something remarkable. The universe is not just big, it is unimaginably, incomprehensibly, almost offensively large. And yet, somehow, in one tiny corner of one unremarkable galaxy, on a pale blue dot orbiting an average star, something happened. Chemistry became biology. Biology became consciousness. And consciousness looked up and started asking questions. Maybe that is the most extraordinary thing in the universe. Not black holes, not dark energy, not the multiverse. The truth is, we don't fully know what lies beyond the edge of the universe, but what makes us human is that we keep asking. We keep searching, and we keep finding answers that lead to even bigger questions. If this video blew your mind, hit that like button, subscribe to the Cosmos Vault for new space mysteries every week, and drop a comment below. Do you think the universe is infinite, or is there something beyond it? I'll see you in the next one. The vault is always open.